you need to understand one thing, that the imperialists think in decades, in centuries. The African thinks in 5 years. That's the challenge that we have. The challenge we have is that the African tends to think in 5 years, because they're thinking of a 5-year term. When am I going to be re-elected? How am I going to make sure that I get re-elected? But the imperialist thinks in centuries. They know at the moment they won't lose anything, but in the long run, the African countries will become independent in terms of running and managing those same resources. And that is the situation that they do not want. A situation whereby they have to bargain. They want a situation whereby they seem to be doing Africa a favor. They seem to be doing you a favor, then they can get that preferential treatment. That's the thing. It's all about leverage. For them, leverage is more important than anything else. So we need to understand that Africa has the capacity, but unfortunately, Africa doesn't know that they do have this capacity. Because when we start to argue about these matters, when we start to stand our own ground and talking about these issues and the capacity that we have as a people, it is the clever blacks that will come on board and say, no, how will we manage this? How will we sell this? You see, I was talking about the Western economics. We have the real deal. The investors come with paper money. We have the real deal. We have the mineral, which is the real money. So we need to come to a situation whereby we negotiate on a fair scale. Let's be fair to each other. Let's treat each other equally as humanity. Let's treat each other as brothers and sisters. America needs Zimbabwe as Zimbabwe needs America. America needs South Africa as South Africa needs America. The same with Britain, the same with Australia, the same with any other European country. So let it be on a fair footing. Let it not be exploitative. Let it not be based on taking advantage of the weaker country or the smaller country to make huge profits, which you could still make even if you were fair. So what we calling upon is fairness in everything. Let's be equal in everything. We are all human beings, so let's treat ourselves as such. When it comes to investment, we do not just want Africans to be the employees. We also want the Africans to be the owners of those means of production. So we are not saying we dispense with capitalism altogether. No, let it be a mixed economy, whereby in some key economic sectors, the government has the stake, because it has to do with the security of the nation. That is your energy production, that is your certain minerals that are strategic, your platinum, your uranium, your cobalt, your diamonds. The nation has to have a stake in that. It must not be something that is completely in there. For instance, energy production cannot be in the hands of independent private hands. The government has to have a stake on that, because it's strategic in terms of security. So in all those things, there must be an African model which makes sure that the safety and the security of the country is safeguarded, whilst the economy of the country is enhanced, making sure that the government plays its critical role of providing a role whereby business can do their business in a conducive environment. And now when we're talking about business, we're talking about all these big companies, as well as native Africans, as small businesses. They must be given a chance to get into the economic space. And let's coexist in that way. Is that difficult to ask?
If I'm looking at a civilization, looking at a mindset coming from Europe, which appeared to be preaching fairness and justice, You wouldn't think that is too much to ask, no? Because you are the one that is telling me about justice. I'm not telling you treat me fair. I'm like
Yeah.
saying what you are saying, but I don't think even in the next 100 years there is any real political strategy in Europe to do that. But we don't
No.
really need to expect that because that is not going to happen anyway because we're in a war front. It has always been like that, you know. Maybe
Yes.
when the civilization change, by the time the human being evolve more, we might realize that we need to treat each other better, no? But until this
Yeah.
moment, we are still like fighting. Because just take an example of the United States, for example. The United States is the one that is going around in the world talking to people about justice, about peace, about fairness. But look at how they treat their own citizens. You know, now they have two justice systems in one country. A policeman,
Yeah.
you know, when you watch an American film, I will say, because honestly speaking, before I start to know of how they treat black people in America, I used to have a lot of respect for the mentality of the policing. That
Yeah.
you call a police that is a problem, they just come immediately to rescue you, to rescue the situation. But in the United States,
Yeah.
what do you see? The police have become the executor. They go to kill people. The police are not supposed to kill people. You were supposed to arrest a person. But I tell you
Yeah.
honestly and sincerely, these police officers in the United States were well trained. They know that this is the job. The job was not for you to become the judge. That is the job was not for you to become the judge. Like you suspect that somebody was a criminal. You don't go there and execute the person. That make you a judge. You are not a judge. Your
Yeah.
job was to find evidence, get the person arrested. Your job has ended. You transfer the
Yeah.
case to the person needs to have the possibility of defending himself in the law court. That is the way it
Yeah.
should be. But in the United States, you see a policeman shooting somebody that don't. This tells you that even the United States, that system, that experiment, have failed their own citizens. So they don't have the right to go around the world and start preaching justice because you don't even have justice in your country.